Hey guys, welcome to number 25 of the Derby Chroma Live, and as you can see by the team, there has been a few changes to the side. We've brought in a Cardi for about 13 million. I think that's an absolute bargain for a great striker with 88 attacking positioning, 90 jumping, 88 finishing. The only downside about him is probably that 2-star skill moves, but as a target man who is like 5'11", very good player. Also, we got in Timo Werner for basically a swap deal with Jamie Vardy, who's really not been in too good form recently. And yeah, a fresh pair of legs in those positions would be quite nice. They can play either on the left or on the striker position. Also, in the defence, Marcus Rojo. I think that was a great little swap deal there. Akiteshe being injured since the start of the season, and I think we've got a really nice deal in there for a player that's worth actually more than Akiteshe. But I think Rojo had like a year left on his contract or something. So yeah, looking at the squad, I have put a few bids in for some players. A few central midfielders, I think a couple of right backs, and maybe another striker as well, just because Mason Bennett, he's really not been too good. I've put him into a few swap deals. He has got some, like, if he didn't play for this club and I was trying to get him, I think he's really good, like 82 finishing, 85 ball control, and around 75 pace. That's a decent player there. But he really hasn't done that well. He hasn't scored that many goals. But we're going to go into our first game against Arsenal, see how our new signings are Cardi, Werner and Rojo do in the team. Of course, they did win the last episode against Man United 3-0 in the FA Cup. So this is the second leg. If you missed the last episode, we drew 1-1. So it is kind of like we have to win this game. So I'm going to put the red kit on there for Arsenal and go into the game. I've got a couple of debuts today, both of them very good attacking players. I'm really interested to see how Timo Werner does, because I know how Cardi performs. He should be able to get us plenty of goals from now until the end of the season in all 4 tournaments that we are currently in. So we're going to have a look at the Arsenal lineup for today's game. I don't think away goals do matter. It's just depending on what the scoreline is. So they're going for a 4-2-3-1. We have put a bid in for Oxlade-Chamberlain as well. Got about 6 months left on his contract. If we can pick him up for like 8 mil, then that'll be absolutely fantastic. But apart from that, it's pretty much a full-strength Arsenal team with Verratti in the holding midfielder role. Through for Ince. Can he get the finish? Oh, Mertesacker putting it into his own net there. What a crazy goal there from Ince. He's literally just come off the bench a couple of minutes ago, and nice bit of skill, gets him inside. Mertesacker chests it past Petr Cech, and I think that's Jamie Hansen there. Kind of lucky that he didn't head that, because it could have been offside and the goal wouldn't have been allowed. And there it is, full time. We're through to the final in the Caps 1 Cup, where we're playing probably West Brom, or I think it's Everton, I think, in the other semi-final. We'll have to see in a moment though. So there we go, we're through to the final, and it is against West Brom, who are probably quite an easy team to beat. I think we've basically guaranteed ourselves a trophy already, so that's nice to see. Beating Arsenal, that's essentially a cup final there, really big, tough game, and we managed to win it 1-0. So we have got a transfer from here for Moritz Leitner, who we could do with getting rid of. Like, I would be more than happy to sell him for like 3.5, 3.7. I think he did quite well in the last game, so I don't especially want to get rid of him, but we do kind of need to make way for other players, because there are quite a few in the club already. So Bayern Munich have set a £3.8 million price tag on Højbjerg, so what we could do, sell Leitner to, I can't remember who we were trying to get him, I think it was Stoke or something, and get Højbjerg in for basically a straight swap kind of deal, and I'd be quite happy with that. So we have got a transfer fee accepted for Ozhikub, the Turkish centre midfielder. He is currently at Monaco. It would basically take up all of our money, so it is kind of a basically this is it, and then the window's done for us, but we could get in like 3 or 4 pretty good players here. So looking at the calendar, we've got this game against Swansea, then Bournemouth, then we've got Chelsea, then we've got Celtic, and then 2 days after the second leg we have got the Caps 1 Cup final. So we do need to kind of look at squad depth. It's kind of crazy how close both those fixtures are, so it kind of gives us a good reading that Premier League game to see how good West Brom are. And then we've got a tough month of March, going into April, then May, then we're done. So there's not really too long. I think I'll do a non-live episode in the middle of there somewhere. So let's go into this game now against Swansea City at the Liberty Stadium. I think that's their stadium anyway. It is in the rain, which is really unfortunate, because at this time of the year it just tends to rain like every single game, and it's really frustrating. So we're going to have to make a few changes because of fitness reasons, but we still got a pretty strong team and we should be able to get the win. So into the lineups for today's game: Swansea City, pretty normal team. I don't know who that Kostic guy, number 18, on the left-hand side is, but they've got a pretty strong bench as well. Montero, Eder, Palashi, and they're going for Casado up front, the Ecuadorian striker, I think. Into Ince. And into the top corner. Really nice goal there from Thomas Ince. I really don't understand. Like, I was kind of expecting Fabianski to save that, because he did shoot that there with his weak foot. Lay off by Joe Allen into Ince, and yeah, straight across Fabianski's front with his right foot. It kind of went like through him in a way, so I really don't know how that went in. And there it is, full time against Swansea City, picking up those 3 points and potentially going top if Man United have dropped any. So as you can see there, we have narrowed the gap at the top there, making only 1 point now the difference between us and Manchester United. So we're going to go into some training, and then we're going to have a check and see what the messages have come back with. Bit of growth into Mason Bennett, 83 finishing now, 64 on Allen, and some good defending stats on Ben Davies. So we did put a bid in for the 34-year-old Frank Ribery, who's still got about 85 pace, and it's been accepted for by Bayern Munich. The only thing is, I do need to get him on a 2-year contract, because if it's on a 1-year, it will expire at the end of the year, and potentially we'll just lose him on a free. Also, Heung-min Son from Tottenham Hotspur, 7 million plus Mason Bennett, adding up to about 12. I think that's a really good bid for a very good player, because Mason Bennett really isn't doing too well at the moment, and I think he's about 77, 78 rated Heung-min Son. So Tottenham are interested in Mason Bennett, but they want an extra bit of money for Dele Alli. Now it's whether we do go for Dele Alli or Heung-min Son. So Aussie Cup has actually been accepted. I'm kind of surprised in that deal. We do have enough money, but it's whether we do sign him or not. He's a fantastic player, really well-rounded, one of the most rounded players on the game, skillful. He's basically like a good Gundogan basically now, and only 25 years old. Would be a really nice signing, but I'm going to wait and see what comes back. So we've got 12 transfers here, and I think that's kind of crazy. We do need to kind of narrow this down slightly. So we've got Dele Alli plus Mason Bennett. We do actually go up in money, because Mason Bennett, I think he's on quite a bit of money in the wage department, and we dropped 4 million. So it's kind of a free straight swap deal this is, and we do kind of need that extra central midfielder instead of the striker. Also Maya, 3 million left, but 150 grand a week wages would be a really good attacking midfielder. And a Herrera, pretty much the same deal, but double the wages, and I think for that reason I'm going to reject him. You'd go for the younger player who's probably just as good and half the price. So we've had a really big one here. Frank Ribery, 15 million, does pretty much take out all the budget, but he's a great player, 85 rated. I know he's really old now though, but he's still got 85 pace, so he's not bad at all. Also, we got Heung-min Son here, 7 million plus Mason Bennett. Doesn't really drop too much in the wage department, but 7 million on top of Bennett, that's about 12 million. I'm not too sure if he is worth that much. Also, Moussa Dembele, 30 years old, 11 million transfer offer, really good price I'd say for him. Also Moussa Sissoko, very similar, both these two can play out wide if needed, but more of a central midfielder player. Also, we've got a pre-contract signing here for Adrian. I'm not too sure if we actually need him or not, because he's lower rated than Bardi, but he would be quite a good backup keeper for next season if we have got Champions League football. Also this guy Vejanovic, I think we played him in the Europa League, did quite well, and doesn't cost too much, and we still potentially have got the deal here for Aussie Cup. Does pretty much take out all of our money, and means we can't make any other signings, so kind of a boring one, but I am quite interested in getting that one there, Wijnaldum. I think that would be a really nice signing. I know it does take out a lot of money, but he's a quality player. You really can't complain with Wijnaldum. 81 rated, 27 years old, he is getting on a bit now, but you've also got that deal there for Dele Alli, so I'm just going to wait and see, because we have got a couple of other players potentially in the pipeline. So I think another player I'm going to take off is Hojbjerg, because when you compare him to Dele Alli, who's got 2 million more value, so that kind of means he's probably a better player. He is 1 year younger, which does add to that value, but obviously a lot more wage, like what, 24 grand? I don't think he's really worth 24 grand more, so yeah, I think we'll just go for Dele Alli in that central midfield position. But we have also got these two. Out of the two of them, they're both cracking players. Moussa Sissoko, 2-star skill moves. Dembele, 4-star skill moves. Very nice player indeed. Would be a nice addition to the midfield. And we still got a little bit of money left. I think what we need to do next is decide who we get out of the Mason Bennett deal. Do we get another attacker for an attacker, or do we get a central midfielder and get rid of that attacker? I think we should go for Heung-min Son though, just because I don't want to be in a position where we haven't got enough attackers, because you need that quality in those positions. Obviously Werner can play there, but I think Heung-min Son, out of the first few deals here, I think he's going to be a good signing. 78 rated, 86 pace, 82 finishing, 84 dribbling, can play in striker position, I'm pretty sure. So yeah, I think he's a good backup player, starting player, sorry, I don't know why I said backup player. He goes straight into the team there with that 5-star weak foot as well, can play in basically any of these three positions, and yeah, I think he's a good sign. I think Heung-min Son, it'll just add a little bit more quality. So we've got 7 players here to decide on who we should actually get. Now, I think what we really need at this point is either a player like Wijnaldum, who probably can play in central midfield. He is a really good, versatile player. Or we can get someone like Sissoko or Dembele, a really good box-to-box midfielder with a lot of pace in him. I don't really want to go for Moussa Dembele, to be frankly honest, because he's not on as much wage as Sissoko, so I think we're going to decline him for that. 20 grand a week more, I don't think he's that better. And yeah, Dembele, he is such a versatile player, can play out wide as well if needed. But we have got quite a few Spurs players already. We've got Ben Davies in the left back position, Son in the left mid position. I kind of want to go for Wijnaldum because he's 3 years younger, and I'd say he's a better player. So we do need to swing over 7 million more, putting it over to 16. So unfortunately we can't accept Wijnaldum, which I'm kind of disappointed in. But at the same time, I'm kind of not too bothered because he's not in the best of form at the moment, and we are in the mid-season. I'm also going to decline Mayer just because I think he's a little bit too weak and he's not the player we're really looking for. We need a big box-to-box midfielder. Also, I'm going to decline Frank Ribery, a little bit too old now, and a bit of a gamble, quite a bit of money on him there, and we can't afford him as well. So, yeah. Also, I think we're going to get rid of Adrian. We don't need him. I don't think he's necessary to this deal. So we've got 2 players left, and it's between Dembele and Vejanovic. Dembele, really good box-to-box midfielder, is a little bit more expensive, but I think that class is worth it. I think he's the kind of player that I need in this club at the moment. He's a holding midfielder as well, and I think he'll just be really good in that midfield. I think we will be taking out Joe Allen, unfortunately, who has done really well, but I just feel like Dembele's a lot better. You look at them stats, compare the two of them quickly, and you quite clearly see that Dembele has the higher stats, a lot better defending stats, and 4-star skills as well. I think that's a really good ability to have in the midfield. So yeah, I think that midfield now looking quite nice. Can play holding midfielder if need be, and just gives us a few more options when we're playing in Europe. So we haven't got any time left. It's the last hour of the transfer window, and we could bring in 3 players. We could bring in Prato, Kasami and Adrian for the same price as Yaya Toure. But I think it'd be a great signing for the next season, even if he's like 82 rated. I don't care if he's dropped a load of ratings. I think that's a great deal there. Leaves us 20 grand just to play with, and yeah, I can't wait to bring in Yaya Toure next season. Obviously, we just brought in Moussa Dembele into the midfield, so we're going to finish off this transfer window and end off the episode here. I think that's a great deal. Just bringing in Yaya Toure, a next caliber player, should help bring in a few other players which are a lot better, of course. So we are going to end off the episode here. We brought in Icardi, who's already grown to an 81 rated player. Same with Son, he's grown to 79. Dembele in that midfield probably won't grow, but he's still a quality player in there. And yeah, Werner's going to be our backup striker till the end of the season. I think he'll do a fantastic job. We've got plenty of players. I don't think the selling of Leitner and a few others has been an issue, because we got in Dembele and now Joe Allen's on the bench, which is a bit of a shame because he's done quite well. But nevertheless, if you did enjoy this episode, make sure you do smash the like button, subscribe if you are new to the channel, and see you soon. Bye.